Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to touch on this here article with this Hong Kong protest that's going on. Which this isn't the if you understand the politics of America and how they get down, especially with the types of wars that they wage. All right, this is nothing new, man, because you've had this going on since really 2001. All right, so when they went inside of Iraq, right? But the pretext was a little different. All right, but right after that, they had something called the Arab Springs. All right, and then also the Color Revolution, Occupy Wall Street, which Occupy Wall Street wasn't really on the same level of these other so-called uprisings, all right, or so-called coup d'etats, because ultimately that's what it is. It's a coup d'etat, man, or what short term they say a coup, all right. Basically, they're trying to overthrow the government, all right, and set up their own puppet regimes. And this is what's going on. This is how America basically gets down with the so-called regime change. They'll go in and propagandize the population, tell them lies. For instance, in Venezuela with Nicolas Maduro, right? So what happened is America wound up putting sanctions on Venezuela and their state-run oil, all right, industry, all right. So now the Venezuelan government pretty much makes all their income off of the oil, right? But now if they can't get their money to out of the accounts because they got sanctions on there, then what? They can't be able to pay for basically government-funded programs and things like that. Police officers, judges, so on and so forth. Everything they have to pay for. But nevertheless, the people, and they propagandize the people. They tell the people that just like how they propagandize us over here. Oh, Maduro's an evil man. He's a dictator. He's starving his people out, so on and so forth. Well, a little bit of this here propaganda actually seeps into the minds of the people that's out there. And they start thinking, yeah, you know what? Our government is an oppressive government. They are trying to starve us out. Look, we all missing food or whatever, whatnot. So this caused the people to go into a panic or uproar and start rioting and going into chaos. All right. Now, once they weaken up the enemy, this is like I forgot what the hell they call it. It's a tactic that they got. Basically, they'll fund both sides of the war. All right. You got a war going on between, let's just say, East and West, and you in the central area. Right. You'll wind up funding the East and the West. All right. And let them duke it out with each other. More and more funds that you're giving them, the more and more death toll that they're going to rack up with each other. Then once they're both weak and they're out of funds, you just go in and you sweep up the rest because, wow, they didn't pretty much killed each other off, But nevertheless, this is something that's been constantly going on. As we see with this trade war with China, economic wars with China going on, this is pretty much what to be expected to come up out of this, all right? But you're seeing these uprisings around the whole world because ultimately this is the time that was prophesied in the scriptures about these nations and the perplexity of nations and all these different things going on. All right, all these different things are going on, but nevertheless, the people are all tired of living in these oppressive, these oppressive, not civilizations, but under these oppressive governments, pretty much, But pretty much it's all being ran ultimately by Esau. All right, because you also see a lot of these nations that are pretty much turning their back on Esau. It's like, look, bro, we tired of your fuckery now. But nevertheless, you starting to see a lot of these people. Like here in America, we're tired of the elites, the bankers, and so on and so forth. Because wow, they didn't wring the people dry. They depleted them of all their resources, and now the people are starting to bite back. All right, but these are all things foreshadowing the things that's ultimately just going to be coming over here to America, man. All right, you've seen this around the whole world. Oh, it couldn't happen here, but yet and still it is happening here. All right, on a smaller scale, and not on a smaller scale. It's actually happening here, not on such a large scale as you see it over there, but nevertheless, you have a lot more. Smaller events that's going to permeate into bigger events. All right. Say, for instance, the so-called Negroes versus the so-called white man, basically, because I was going to say Jacob versus Esau, but I'll get further into that. But nevertheless, the so-called Negroes versus the so-called white man. All right. Because, wow, you have a lot of these so-called police shootings of unarmed so-called black people, whatever, whatnot, which is raising up tensions between so-called white and black people, right? Then you also have the so-called border wars where let's build a wall, let's deport all the illegal immigrants, which is now between the so-called Mexicans and the so-called white man, All right, you having these things brewing up. Now you also have a economic collapse that's on the verge. All right, these people who are before the economic collapse, you got people that's being worked to death basically. You know, they can't make ends meet. You know, their dollars stretched too far. All right, so now they're starting to protest, and I think it's General Motors right now is losing like $25 million a day because of the protests that the workers have. All right, but the workers are not working over there because they're not being incentivized with like pensions and things like this, future payments, you know. But the company's looking at it as like, well, we finna replace your ass with robots anyway, so we don't give a fuck if you protest. But look, them protesting is causing an economic backlash in the auto industry. All right. But nevertheless, when all these, you have a lot of stores and things like that that's actually closing down, manufacturing, production, all these things are coming to pass. When people losing their jobs, they can't eat. All right. You have these things boiling over from famines, economic woes, racial tensions between multiple different groups of Israelites and the Edomites. All right. Then you also have international war with other nations and things like that going on, man. So how do I say the weather is right for a goddamn thunderstorm, man. All right. So I'm gonna just read through this here article real quick because, you know, I just want to read this article just to bring out the fact of, hey, like this is the things that we've been prophesying about, you know, these nations against nation, kingdom against kingdom, sedition amongst men. All right. Yeah, it might have, you know, people think that, oh, we live in a more peaceful world than ever before. It's more peace on the earth than ever before. You know, things are progressively getting better and better. You don't want to live in the old ancient wars where it was just a bunch of barbarism, no laws, no respect for mankind and whatever, whatnot. But now we look at it now. Look what's going on now, man. People are so far pushed to the limit so far, man. They coming out the corner swinging, man. You know, it's just like, you know, you push somebody, you know, a bully got a little kid in the corner pushing him back so far, you know. The little kid in the corner, he really don't want to swing because he ain't really got it in him. You know, this is why the bully's picking on him because he know he ain't really got it in him to actually stand up for himself. So he's pushing him in the corner, But eventually, the kid that's being bullied, you know, if he actually got it in him, you know what I'm saying? He's going to get tired of that. And eventually he's like, well, fuck it. You're going to bully me anyway. You're going to beat me up anyway. I might as well go out swinging. You know, I got to reach deep down inside and pull together anything that's left to goddamn throw it at your ass real quick. Because, look, I'm tired of this shit. And that's what you're seeing going on right now. You know, it's like you got a rubber band that you stretched out to its maximum potential. And then when it goes to pop, all right, as far out as you has expanded it, it's got to retract that same amount. So look, it's going to come back with that same amount of force that you have stored up. And this is what you have happening right now. You've sucked all the people drive all their work, their labor, their money. And then you still trying to, progress with these elites and things like that. So now the cat is out the bag of who the damn devil is, man. And people are being upset with this here rulership, man. All right, so real quick, I'm going to read through this here article. It's not very long. I'm going to grab a couple of scriptures to kind of bring this out as a visualization of the things that is slated to be coming here in Babylon, man. These are the things we need to be preparing our minds for, man. We need, like Apostle Tahar said, you need to be getting into prophecies, man. Drilling in on these prophecies back to back to back to back to back to back. All right, because why? You know, you still have people out there that's watching or whatever, whatnot, that, you know, so-called ain't got their mind made up or whatever, whatnot. But hey, man, you know, we got to bring it out. We got to give you this here warning, man, so that the blood will be up off of our hands, man. So you don't be like, oh, what the hell's going on? What's going on? I didn't know. Hey, man, that person going to wind up dying in their own iniquity, but the blood going to be on your hand. At least now, if you know, we done told you multiple times, man. We keep telling you, and then till you get to the point of like, I don't even want to watch this motherfucker's channel no more because he keep posting the same type of videos talking about the same type of shit. Yeah, we warning you of the same motherfucking storm that's coming, man. It's only a couple prophecies that we got. I mean, it's not like, you know, we're going to wake up tomorrow and it's a whole other fucking book added with a whole set of new prophecies that we got to look forward to. We at the end all be all, man. This is when the devil is coming down on you having great wrath. So look, it's going to be all out chaos, man. Everybody going to be touched by this, man. Save the elect. The elect going to have to visualize and see all of this stuff, man, and keep their faith through all of this. But nevertheless, everybody else, save the elect, is going to have to taste of this, man. All right. It says, this here article is from RT. It says, glorifying rioters. China blasts France and the EU for hypocrisy after they call for restraint in Hong Kong. China's embassy in France has slammed the country's reaction to protests in Hong Kong, calling it hypocritical and arguing France should show empathy as China did when Paris was trying to cope with the yellow vests. The diplomatic mission was commenting on a statement issued by the European Union, swiftly repeated by the French Foreign Ministry last week. After Hong Kong police used live ammunition against a protester in self-defense for the first time in 4 months of demonstrations. All right. And so look, they tripping over one person getting shot by using live rounds. But hey, we know, look, we're gonna get to it in the scriptures. But nevertheless, hey man, look, the Most High is kind of like holding back right now. He just showing y'all a goddamn sample of what the fuck's gonna happen, man. All right, but look, all right, look, I always be using these analogies of goddamn watching wrestling and shit. You know what I'm saying? You had your little favorite wrestler, whatever, whatnot. He wound up catching his rival backstage or whatever, whatnot, or he interfered into the other dude's match. You know, he wound up whooping his ass, but it's a quick little short ass whooping because he didn't interfere in the match, or he caught his ass backstage one time. But now, and you all hyped over that little 35, 40-second fight. But just imagine now when they finally get his due day or whatever, whatnot, they got a pay-per-view event. They the main event now. They're gonna be inside the ring with a time, you know, they got a set aside time where you gonna have enough time. We set aside some time for y'all to get this shit on. We set aside some time, a place, and an audience to witness this shit. So y'all gonna get it on inside the goddamn ring at this appointed time. So if you was excited about the little fights they was having backstage, or when he interrupted the ring for those 35, 40 seconds, just imagine when they get that, you know, however long the little wrestling matches last, you know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, they get to wrestle in the match. You're going to be that much more excited. Like, oh shit, this ain't going to be an interference or a backstage where people breaking up the fight. The bell going to ring and it's going, let's get it on. You know, this is pretty much what's going on right now, man. Right now you seeing basically like the backstage assaults, somebody interfering in the ring. You seeing little spurts here and there, You seeing previews of it. But wait until, you know, everything fully starts collapsing, man. All right. And then they fully overrun. Right now, China's trying to, how do I say, handle or not even handle, but endure through all of these things without it breaking the police. Same in France. You had the goddamn police committing suicide out there, man. All right. So now imagine when it gets way worse past that mark where you don't have enough police officers because they quitting their jobs and they committing suicide. Now the whole police department got to shut down. Now the rioters and the people like, well, fuck, the police ain't here to impede us. We might as well just go ham on their ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's ultimately what's coming. It says, we express our deep dissatisfaction and our profane contempt for hypocrisy of the European statement and the darkness of the intentions of some vis-a-vis China. China's embassy said in a note on its website. The EU urged Hong Kong authorities to show restraint and ensure the right of assembly for citizens among other fundamental freedoms, as well as proportionate response to protests, in which we know that this is not the ultimate plan of these goddamn Edomites. They just saying this to make themselves look good, make the Chinese people look so-called bad, when ultimately is 10 times out of 10, this is a coup, basically staged by propagandized a coup, staged by basically the U.S. and they little cronies and stuff like that, man. They over here, you know, it's an old mob tat, you know. Basically, you got a house, you know, you're trying to impress a woman or whatever, whatnot, or you know, you in some kind of situation where you got to make sure you can provide a stable living and nice environment for your child to grow up with before the police take your goddamn kids, right? And you've been working hard and doing diligent to do so, you know. You done got off of drugs, you done got clean, got you a job, got you a nice place to stay, you all out the hood or whatever, whatnot, you know. But now, you know, and now they coming to check on, you know, the living standards of your child or whatever, whatnot. But then you got this goddamn person that's trying to overthrow you. He done broke into your house and left a crack pipe here, left some crack over there, left some syringes over here. You know what I'm saying? Left all kind of shit off in your house. So now you're not even at home, but the police coming to check and make sure everything is good. You've been doing your due part. You think everything is gonna go well. Now all of a sudden, you know, oh, we found some crack pipes. Now we found some goddamn needles and syringes and shit, man. Oh, you can't have this shit. We gotta take the child because of the shit that you had going on. Well, it wasn't the parents' fault. The parent actually did what they had to do to get clean up their situation, make a better environment for the child. But the third party who wanted to see all this happen was the one who went over there and propagandized all of that, man. They the ones who planted the drugs to make the police, because they know that's how they was going to react. So this is what basically Esau is doing over here. You know, they stir up all these calamities and things like that, and like go back and point the fingers at everybody. It's like, oh, look at how the Chinese government is treating their people. Oh, they shot one of the people out there protest. They should allow them to the right to protest. It's every human being's right to protest. But look, when you see so-called Black Lives Matter protest for what's the guy's name? Michael Brown, all right, out there in Ferguson, right? They had all those MRAP vehicles. They was had snipers out there on their ass. They was hitting them with tear gas, all kind of shit, man. They wasn't showing no restraint back then, man. All right, so but look, and that's America. But you know how hypocritical all these Edomites are, because they over here calling out France for the yellow vest protest, man. All right. It says Chinese diplomats accused the EU of publicly glorifying the rioters and flouting police self-defense measures against the aggressors and questioned whether the EU members actually wanted Hong Kong to plunge into inevitable chaos. That's exactly what they wanted, because they know if they do that, then they'll go onto basically the world stage, the UN, and play out the victim call. Oh, it's such a tragedy, such atrocities going on over here in China. We have to step in. We have to send in some humanitarian aid. And you know, when they talk about humanitarian aid, they just like, well, fuck it. If we kill everybody over here, then ain't nobody gonna need no more help. You know, you got all these starving people over here. Well, we can fix them. We ain't got to feed them all. If we kill them all, then ain't nobody else gonna be starving. That ain't how to fix it, man. And you got roaches in your house. You don't burn your goddamn house down to get rid of the roaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. But it says, they raised the subject of the Yellow Vest protests in France, saying that the country's police force has firsthand and recently experienced in dealing with protests and being under constant criticism from a malicious fringe of people for their actions. In these circumstances, we show empathy for France. We would like it to show the same spirit towards us today, the embassy said in its note. Well, it's not, because these are Edomites, man. And these are the damn devils that the Bible speak about. All right? Always being deceitful, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones over there causing, you the one dropped off the roaches in the goddamn house. All right? And you the one giving this motherfucking advice, because this nigga's stupid. He don't know how to get rid of roaches. You gave him the advice. Hey, pour gas all over the house and light a match, and you'll get rid of all the roaches. They won't be nowhere else in your house. Yeah, your house won't be nowhere else either, now will it? You see what I'm saying? But these are these damn devils over here, right? It says the indignant statement from the Chinese embassy comes as France Emmanuel Macron prepares to meet Xi Jinping in China next month. I can't even pronounce his name right now. Xi Jinping. I wanted to grab something else. There's another article piece I wanted to read. Give me 1 second. I can't even get to it. Nevertheless, we're going to just jump to the scriptures. I don't want to make this too long anyway. That wasn't it. Okay, we're going to start here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. And verse 4, all right, it says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased? All right, because why? That's what the sentiment of here in America, you know, because everybody thinks that, you know, out of all these things that's going on around the rest of the world, people think that these things can't happen here in America. All right. Oh, well, you know, the stock market is going to crash, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you know, that happens often, but it always bounces back. You know, that's one thing you can bet on is the stock market, your 401k. Look back in history. It's always been going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Yeah, everything's been going up here in America, man. You know, you could have bought a house way back in the day for like $20,000, $10,000. Nowadays, they like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, depending on where you live at, you know, for a regular house. You know what I'm saying? Cars, you could have got a brand new Ford Mustang back in the day for like $2,500. Now they like, you can get certain ones for like $60,000, $70,000 nowadays, you see? Just because of the price of cars going up don't mean it's not going to come to an eventual stop. And speaking of which, hey, shit, the automakers are pretty much plateauing to where they're not making no money off of these goddamn cars they producing because ain't nobody got the money to buy these cars. As you can see, yeah, cars been getting more and more expensive and people have been buying them, but now you at the end of the road now. You see, it can happen. You know, the car makers can run out of you know, they didn't got too expensive for them to even sell new cars now. But the same thing with all these things here in America, man, Babylon. All right, all these things that people think can't happen here can and will happen here. All out chaos, the purge, like the Yellow Vest protest, the Hong Kong protest. All right, all these things trying to overthrow the government, sedition of men. All right, all these things are coming, man. All right, this is the golden city. So you think that, oh, how's that gold going to rust? Oh, this shit's going to rust. All right, this shit is, you know, you got some pure nice. How gold going to lose its value? That ain't never happen. You know, hey, that's a real example. Throughout all of history, gold has maintained as a strong currency on the planet Earth. All right, but look, and for you to think that gold is going to go somewhere as far as being a world currency, I mean, you would technically, you know, just looking at judging the facts of the matter and the history of it, like gold has been here as a currency since the beginning of the time. So for that to be going away, it don't seem very likely. That's the mindset of a lot of these people here in America, man. They don't think this place can ever be touched, go down, all out chaos here, race riots, race wars, riots, all kind. They don't think these things can happen here. All out chaos, the government shutting down, martial law. We have a martial law sign at camp. People look at us like we crazy with that. That's not going to happen here. It can never. There's too many guns here in America. Like, yeah, all they got to do is enact a famine. Let a famine pop off here and let everybody with all these goddamn guns here go haywire and start killing everybody for some goddamn food. Then when the government decided the civilization is weak enough, a lot of people have been wounded, a lot of people have been shot, a lot of people have been killed. We can go in now, we can go kill off the rest of these other motherfuckers. Hopefully they done ran out of bullets by now, and we can just sweep up the rest. Easy does it, Verse 6 or verse 5. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. All right. So what? This isn't of mankind. This is the Most High doing it. So even though you think that, oh, how's the golden city ceased and the oppressing city ceased? How is Babylon stopped? How's the golden streets of Babylon, rusted? Because why? This is something that the Lord has done, man. This is the Lord's doing. This is the Lord's will, man. This is why we telling you this with certainty, man. All right. The Most High is bringing this. It's not the Illuminati doing this, and the Illuminati is doing this. The Most High is using them to collapse all this. But look, they stuck in their own, they caught in their own snare, their own trap, because they think they're gonna bounce back from all of this, but ultimately they're not gonna bounce back from this, man. All right. It says actually, for time's sake, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I want to read verse 10, and there's another verse I want to read as well. But this is verse 10. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right, because right now, Americans don't really have these protests and these riots and things going on like this, all out chaos, everybody killing each other. It's just like all out warfare, like looking like a third world country where people just scrambling. America ain't looking like Venezuela and things like that, man. But nevertheless, this is what's going to happen, man. All these other countries, you got the yellow vest, the Hong Kong protests, all these Venezuela going on. All right. Now, look, there's a lot of people that's trying to flee and come over to America because they're trying to flee the hell that they're catching in their countries or whatever, whatnot. And they think that if they can make it to America, it'll be a lot better for them. All right. But when America start experiencing these things on a high level, that's when these nations are going to be like, damn, are thou become weak as we? Are you just like us now? Shit, we going through financial straits. Y'all going through financial straits. Y'all going through a civilization uprising. We going through civilization uprising. Y'all. And ultimately, when it comes to this, the military arm, because, according to Ezekiel 38, Russia is being a guardian to these other nations and supplying them with more superior weapons than what America has. So it's not really like how they say you bring a knife to a gunfight. America's always the one with the damn gun and the goddamn knife fight, But nevertheless, now America's getting a goddamn knife and everybody else is getting guns. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is the state that America is being brought down to. But right now, everybody's looking at America as the golden city. It ain't gonna fall. This ain't gonna happen, so on and so forth. But look, the Most High prophesied about these things coming, man. Babylon is not gonna just go without no massive chaos. It's not gonna just go at a snap of a finger like that, man. All right, it's gonna be a lot of hard days coming, man. And these are the beginning of the sorrows, man. This is where it's just gonna start at, man. But it's gonna ultimately end off with thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, it's not gonna be a so-called end for nobody to save the elect, man. All right, the elect, the 144,000. Those are the only people that's gonna see an end to these calamities come, which they're gonna want to be delivered. Lord willing, part of that number as well, but they'll want to be delivered right before those nukes touch down over here, man. All right, so they're gonna wind up seeing all these different things, but guess what? They're gonna be the only ones gonna be delivered up out of these things, man. Everybody else is gonna wind up being touched by these things. All right, they're gonna wind up having to feel the fire this way. All right. Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider, saying, is this the man that did made the world, the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners? So when there's going to be all out chaos and collapse and things like that going on over here, man, all right, they're going to be looking at it like, first of all, an economic collapse, man. Isn't this the country with the greatest GDP, with the greatest GDP, gross domestic, the biggest income? They make the most money. America makes the most money when it comes to income. All right, but they also have the most amount of debt comparably to all the other nations. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, like I believe now the numbers might have changed by now, but I remember back in the day, not that long ago, but America's like GDP was like 21 trillion. They was bringing in like $21 trillion a year, but their bills was like $22 trillion a year. So like every year they was going $1 trillion in their debt. All right, but nevertheless, when these things come to pass, man, this ain't gonna be that golden city no more, man. You're not gonna, like right now, Americans have the freedom to go and throw away so much food, go to all you can eat buffets, all these different things going out, man. But look, when these things start coming to pass, man, these things are gonna be brought to the streets of America, man. All out chaos, man. Shit, let the economy get a little worse than this before a collapse, man. Let them start raising more rates and lowering your income, and raising your cost of living, man. You already got people living with their families, their parents and stuff like that. Multiple people living in houses together, being roommates. People just living in little motels here and there. Working people, not non-working people, working people. People with doctors and stuff, man. I be seeing people driving Mercedes Benz doing Uber and shit, man. Like the new Benzes, not no old Benzes, like new modern day Benzes. The shit that's on the lot right now. People doing Uber and lifting them shits, man. All right, but wait till it get way worse than that, man. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. It says, the burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right. Talking about what? Now, Egypt here is representing America. All right. Like you read in Revelations, where it says, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. This is like a more or less like a metaphor, say, or whatever, whatnot. It's not the real deal. Like most Jake seen that movie Friday, right? Now you might have somebody in the neighborhood or whatever, whatnot. You might use the term, that old Debo ass nigga. Like I know down here where I was growing up here in Florida, man, in school, that was a term, man. If you was taking something from somebody else, you say Debo. I just Debo'd that from you, More or less to say like not calling you Debo from the movie Friday, but just using the same actions or in the same spirit of Debo. Because in the movie Friday, Debo came through and stole everybody's shit. So, you and back in school, you in class or whatever, whatnot, you see somebody with something that you want or whatever, whatnot, you snatch it out their hand and say, Debo, or, oh, I just got Debo'd, or I just Debo'd this from somebody else, coming in the spirit of the person that we seen in the movie Friday called Debo, right? Same thing here. Not talking about Egypt over there in Africa. This is talking about America because it's coming in the same spirit of Egypt. What is synonymous between us and Egypt? What's the connection between the Israelites and Egypt? That was where we was in bondage yet, in slavery yet, all right? Same thing here in America. So what's the ties between the Israelites and America? Well, what do they have in common? Well, they was enslaved here in America. We were enslaved here in America, just like we was enslaved in Egypt over in Africa, all right? So this is why it's calling them Egypt and the Egyptians there, but this is still talking about America, all right? Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. All right, let me keep reading. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, because why? When you start having economic downturn or collapses in these things, which are all in a corner right now, which we in the midst of all these things, they're raising the debt ceiling, injecting what was $75 billion a day until October 10th. They didn't increase it to like 100 something billion a day, all right, just to keep this shit afloat, man. All right, but nevertheless, you see all these things come to pass. Once this economic collapse start to happen, then you're gonna start seeing neighbor against neighbor, brother against brother, man. People gonna just be like, shit, I know my neighbors know, what I'm saying? Well, shit, hell, Jake, sometimes, we think about these landscapers, these people that go to these different people's houses and service these people's houses, man, and doing certain things like that, man. You see these people, like where I work at, I be seeing it, like I work out servicing like these Edomites homes and things like that. So I see all the other service people that be out at these people's houses too, man. And you be seeing like the maid services, the lawn service, the little landscaping and shit like that, man. All right, so what? And not 10 times out of 10, these people are all jakes, man. So just imagine you going into these multi-million-dollar subdivisions with multi-million-dollar homes and shit like that. You in these people's houses, man. You got the maids who got a key to your house. They come in and clean your house. They put up your food. They know where everything is at in your house already. Well, shit, we ain't got no food where we at or whatever, whatnot. We gonna have to go up into their shit, or just you even you being in the hood. This is why, Jake being in the hood and shit. I don't know about nowadays, but I know when I was growing up, man, we used to do some crazy shit. Like we'd be going out of town or whatever, whatnot. You might leave one car in the driveway, or if you only got one car, you might have somebody, one of your relatives or somebody with another car, 2 cars, come park their car in your driveway, but you leave the porch light on, you leave a light on in the house. be, to kind of make it seem like somebody there at the house the whole time, right? And we would pack our bag in the middle of the night, put it in the car, you know what I'm saying, overnight where nobody watching us, and we would just leave in a regular, like our normal schedule in the daytime. So nobody would see us pack our car because we was, on the lookout, that our neighbors was on the lookout for us, because, Jake in the hood and shit, they normally just sit in the house all damn day, either on the couch or on the porch, watching the neighborhood, watching everything that go up and down through the neighborhood or whatever. They know everything, right? So you didn't, when I was growing up, back when I was, real young, growing up in Atlanta and shit, this is how we used to roll whenever we was going out of town. We might be going out of town for a weekend, and we do stuff like that because of why? Our neighbors is watching us. Our neighbors already know what the fuck is in our house. Well, shit, these motherfuckers, we just watched them pack their car up. They look like they're going to be gone for a couple of days. So when the sun go down, we're going to go up in their house because we got all night. Ain't nobody coming up in this house. We're going to just, we know what's up in their house already because we go in their house all day, every day anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's our friend, our neighbor, or whatever, whatnot, But when shit start hitting the fan, again, I'm explaining times when you just going out of town and they just be like, well, shit, it's a good little lick. Shit, I can go get me an extra little $25, $50 or whatever, go in here, break in, get this flat screen, go sell this bitch real quick. Now I got me a quick $100 or whatever, whatnot. They do that over some petty shit. But just imagine when all things start to collapse, man. Economic collapse, the food supply collapse, famine start kicking in, man. Again, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have an uprising over here, really starting with this economics here, man. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of companies are shutting down right now, man. Unemployment rate is skyrocketing right now. They're not really openly talking about this, man. They're giving out more and more loans right now, which is going to entrap more and more people into this here collapse, man. All right. So when these things start coming to pass, man, because they ultimately want to put you in this RFID chip system. But when these things start coming to pass, man, the people aren't going to be able to eat. So what are they going to be doing? They're going to be running up into each other's houses, man. All right. So it says verse Isaiah 19:2 again. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right. And ultimately, man, think about how this is going to break down, man. All right. Because you got people who are going to band together with their little social groups, their race. Just think about all these little Edomite militias they got going together, these little hunting clubs they in. They going to band together first. They friends. They got, until they didn't spoil everybody else, then they're going to start looking at each other, man. Now in the hood, if you out there with the gangbangers and shit, they going to stick together for the first little time being. You know what I'm saying? But then when shit start getting scarce, we didn't took from everybody else around. That's only me and you left. When we split everybody else's spoil, if I kill your ass, I can take your piece too. Or what was that? The Dark Knight, the movie The Dark Knight with the Joker. And the first opening scene where they robbing the bank and they got all the clown mask on. And he's like, no, he was supposed to kill him. The Joker started out with a big ass crew, but he wound up killing off every damn body, which made his cut that much more bigger. He didn't have to pay off everybody else, man. So ultimately, this is what it's going to be like, man. All right. Let me go from there to this here is talking about Esau, but just giving an idea of the things that's going to be happening in these times, man, and the chaos is going to be going on. Isaiah 13:14, and it shall be as a chased roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee into his own land. So, and this is in the point in time where the race wars and everything is popping off. So like I was saying, everybody going to return to his own people first and foremost. All right. So you might have certain calamities, but people are going to start banding together because first of all, you're going to probably band together with your friends, your homies, because these are the closest people that you're going to confide in when shit start breaking down. Oh shit. I'm calling my boys. Did y'all see what's going on? Hey bro, get the guns. Meet me down here. We're going to camp out of my little cabin in the woods and we're going to hold it down here. Then y'all gonna go out as a little team, hunting out food, finding whoever you can take advantage of, whatever, whatnot. But then when that shit start running scarce, y'all gonna be looking at one another, man. Then you're gonna be trying to take from each other, man. All right. These Edomites gonna be banding together. It's gonna be a free for all. They're gonna finally get to purge out their inner hate towards Jake, man, in this point in time, because 911 ain't gonna work. All right, so they're gonna be running out through the streets, and they're gonna band together and try to come up against Jake. Vice versa, Jake gonna do the same thing on Esau, man. All right. But then when it gets down to the bare bones of it all, they're going to all be fighting with one another, man. All right. So it says, Isaiah 13:14, and it shall be as a chased roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone in his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Hey, this is a warning to our simple ass people that want to be cleaving unto Esau, like you just seen in that what's her name, Amber Geiger case, where that the little brother, who this little simple ass nigga look like the nigga off the Boondocks, the little simple ass nigga off the Boondocks who got the lawyer dude or whatever. He looked just like him in that same ass spirit, man. I want to apologize, or I want to say sorry, whatever the fuck this little nigga said, man. We want to be all walking hand in hand with these people, man. But if it was the shoes on the other foot, man, you think if he would have killed, homegirl, you think her brother would have been trying to ask for forgiveness, ask that you not go to jail? He'd be like, he might ask that your ass might not go to jail. Like, nah, we ain't got to go to court. Let us have him. We'll show you what to do with his ass. They're not going to be like that, man. So you want to be over here walking hand in hand with these goddamn people, man, with these Edomites or these other people. First of all, you need to be with the elect, man. You need to be on that side first and foremost, because even 2/3 of our own people, man, they going to know what the hell going on. They're going to just see a free-for-all frenzy, man. And the Most High going to use them as a tool to put other wicked-ass niggas to death, man. All right? It says, verse 16, their children shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. All right? So this is what's going to be happening in these times, man. People going to be running up into people's houses, spoiling their houses, all right? Taking everything that's inside of them, taking their food, their guns, whatever they got in there valuable. They're going to be taking their daughters, their wives, and raping them and right in front of them, man, and then putting their ass to death, man. All right? I'm going to close out with this. What is it? 2nd Ezra 15, I think. Con. 2nd Ezra 15, I'm going to read verse 14 through 19. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, meaning destruction. All right? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. All right? Same thing. We just read this. All right? For one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. All right? So America has more guns in America than there is the population. All right? So there's way more guns here in America than there are people, man. All right? So when these things, just imagine, let's just say hypothetically they enact a law to take away all the guns. That would cause a chaos in the goddamn war right then and there, man. All right? And these Edomites be having a goddamn arsenal in their house. They got a gun for every occasion, every weather type, every goddamn mood. You know how Jake got a goddamn pair of shoes for every outfit? Esau got a gun for every one of his outfits, man. You see what I'm saying? So look, when these times come, man, when they looking for some bread, all right, when they looking for some food, all right, this is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be running up in everybody's house with their swords in their hand, all these guns, all these bullets, man. These little militias, they be training for these things, man. They're going to be letting loose, man. All right, verse 16. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. All right, they going to be strong hatred towards them. They're going to be invaded. They're going to be kicking in each other's doors, man. All right. I mean, yeah, you're going to have martial law troops doing the same thing, but your neighbor, the people next door, man, they're going to be doing the same ass shit, man. All right, and all kind of different scenarios. It's going to be a free-for-all, man. You're going to have all these people who want to get out, just like the movie The Purge, man. They want to get out all these so-called wicked desires or whatever they wanted to do, just go on a killing spree, go torture some people. One of them Purge movies you had to do, go to the goddamn carnival or some shit with some needles on his hands, probably with AIDS on them shits. And he was just being a goddamn terror to people, man. It wasn't that he was just putting people to death. No, he was terrorizing people, man. And this is what the hell's going to be happening in these days, man. All right, these people going to be going out for a free-for-all. Hey, green light, man. They going to be wanting to feed their goddamn bloodthirst, man. All they've been watching is these movies of killing and blowing up people, the news, and hearing about how the government is blowing up people left and right, playing video games to shoot them up and kill them and all. It's all they've been and listening to nothing but a death call of music, man. I killed him, I murked him, I shot him and killed this nigga, blah, 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 got a body, got a bag. This is all they've been listening to, man. So look, shit. It wouldn't surprise me in that day if goddamn Jake, like, shit, the purge has been initiated. Jake throwing his goddamn Beats headphones, turn up some goddamn, whatever, some Lil Jon or some shit. Let me think of some nigga who always talking about some killing some shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, any of these niggas, some Tupac or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Bomb first weed, just go out there on a goddamn killing spree. You know what I'm saying? Listen to some hit 'em up or some shit, man. Hey, this is what the fuck it's gonna be like, man. All right? Let me keep reading. Verse 16 again, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, for the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And this is exactly what you see going on in the Hong Kong protests, the France protests. The police out there trying to calm the situation. This is the police. Disband, protest peacefully, go home. It's over with. Them people ain't listening, man. Them people out there setting the police on fire and shit, man. Hitting them with all kind of shit, man. You see what I'm saying? They had one of them Hong Kong videos. They had the police. They was barricaded in the police station calling for backup. Backup was scared to come out there and help their ass. How the fuck the police barricaded in the police station calling the police for some goddamn help, man? See, you people don't really realize the spirit that the Lord is turning up on these goddamn people, man. Everybody's a goddamn walking time bomb around your ass, man. And he's created these goddamn spirits for vengeance, man. He's literally just changing the minds of all these people who would normally just, you know, because I say this all the time, man. It's like, yo, really, the war would be between the kings of these nations, man. I don't know no motherfucking person in no North Korea. I don't know no motherfucking person in Iraq, Russia, none of these. I don't got no beef with them, nigga. I don't know them. Look, I'm just trying to keep my lights on and pay my own fucking bills. And I'm sure they over there, the people, the citizens, the civilians, trying to do the same fucking thing. They don't know me. They don't give a fuck about what's going on over here. I don't know them. They don't give a fuck about what's going on over there. But nevertheless, it's these kings that's got these how do I say, these people fighting these here wars. But nevertheless, when it come down to the end all be all, once there's a green light and everybody's got a green light on everybody, again, they're gonna just want to run a rampant, man. They're gonna want to run a rampant on all these different people, man. All right. It says, let me read this again, verse 16. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. So look, you're going to be like, you might be calling 911. Oh, there's somebody out there. People ain't going to give a fuck about that, man. There's another one of those movies where the people, all kind of chaos is going off and people are looting the store or whatever, whatnot. And one person is stealing some shit off the shelf and they look over and see the police officer and they kind of get scared. The police over there stealing his goddamn self, man. He just so happened to still be on a job, or he was still at work or still in his uniform when the shit started to pop off. He ain't have time to go home and change. He like, fuck that. Fuck this job, motherfucker. These just the clothes I just so happen to have on when the shit popped off. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Why? Because they have a thing called quarantine, where they quarantine off a city or basically block it off. You can't enter or get out of it. Just like, let's say there was a virus outbreak here in Florida. All right, they would quarantine off Florida. It's like, look, no planes leaving Florida, coming into Florida, no boats, no trains, no buses. The highways are closed. You cannot go from Florida to Georgia or nowhere else. We're quarantining you guys off so nobody leave Florida. We can kind of contain the disease or the sickness or whatever that's going on. But when martial law pops off and you have this here chaos going off everywhere, all right, they're going to be stopping people from going from city to city, from city to city, because they're going to try to control. It's like having a controlled fire, man. You don't, you know, it's also like you're saying, how do you eat an elephant? You got a big ass field that's on fire, right? You don't try to, you know, eat the whole goddamn elephant at once. You'll choke on it because you don't have enough water just to dump the water on the whole thing. It's not enough water. What you'll do is they'll burn fire in front of it to burn up some of the fuel for the fire in the direction it's going, so the fire can't cross a certain line. All right, and they'll start cutting off corner by corner and start, you know, putting out the fire. And this one little small corner, one little small corner, one little small corner till the whole fire is extinguished. All right. But nevertheless, that's the same way they're going to try to control this situation. You got all the states here in America that's all in the state of chaos and guns going off, people killing everybody. It's like, well, do we want to have to deal with a whole United States, or do we want to have to deal with state by state? Because you have the different local governmental authorities, from the police departments, the sheriff's departments. Each state has their own National Guard branch. All right. So you could better deal with it piece by piece, man. That's how you eat an elephant, piece by piece. You don't eat the whole goddamn elephant. You'll choke on the bitch, right? Or, you know, some people don't understand that saying. That's the saying. But how the hell do you eat how do you eat a whole watermelon? Well, you got to cut it up and eat it piece by piece. You know, you don't just put a whole fucking watermelon in your mouth and eat it in 2 bites. You know, you got to take piece by piece. All right. It says, verse 17 again, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, for because of the pride of the cities shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, because why? These people gonna be like an all-out purge, man. Watch the little movies, The Purge, man. All right, these cities are being spoiled because look, they want to go on an all-out killing spree, and everything's collapsing. They want to go get their goodies on, man. Fuck that. My government's oppressed me. I'm tired of that. I'm gonna uprising. Because, I mean, that's what you start seeing. Not to say that these people are super, super proud, but nevertheless, they're being oppressed. But the pride of these Edomites here, man. All right. They talking about all kind of different shit between, oh, we don't like Trump. We want to take Trump out. We didn't like Obama. We want to take Obama out. They talking about all kind of death threats and things. These are the pride of these people over here, man. But wait until, you know, they can't take no more of it. And they're going to, you know, how do I say, they pretty much come out the corner swinging, man. All right, when they do this, they're not gonna regard the princes, the kings, none of these shits, man. None of the laws or what's morally right and what's morally wrong. They're gonna just be running through all kind of shit, all kind of chaos here in America, man. On the streets of America, man. You gonna have all kind of riots and protests to where you're not gonna be thinking my alarm clock just went off at 5 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get up, get through traffic to get to work. All that shit's gonna be out the window, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be on so-called fire watch throughout the night. All right, you go to sleep first. I'm gonna watch the rest of the house while y'all sleep. We're gonna take turns like this. One of us can sleep. Only one person got to stay up at a time because we can't go to sleep because these motherfuckers can roll on us in the middle of the night, man. All right. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. We keep reading this, upon their own neighbor. It's not talking about other nations and so on and so forth, but your own neighbor, the people that's around locally, more or less to say. It could be the people in your neighborhood or so on and so forth, or just like an all-out purge, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about this now, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, I never understood why Jake be robbing in the hood when them other Jakes ain't really got shit, especially like where I work at now, going out to these Edomite neighborhoods, be seeing how these Edomites be doing. Like, damn, y'all don't even lock y'all goddamn door. Garage all open, Lamborghini and Ferrari all in the garage, keys all in the car and shit. Whole house all open, y'all out of town, y'all gone for 6 months. We got what they call snowbirds. They only come down here during the winter time. But y'all house all wide the fuck open. Y'all don't even give a fuck, right? But guess what? In these times, man, you're going to start seeing people running up inside these people's houses, man. They're not going to really regard all these things, I just think, again, like I was saying, why don't Jake go into the Edomite neighborhoods, man? They got all the good shit over there. You robbing from Jake who ain't really got shit, man. You breaking into Jake's house, you might get, Jake might got like $35 in the house worth of some money or some shit and whatever, what else not, But you can go in the Edomite house and go get you some shit worth some real value in there, man. All right, but nevertheless, this is what's going to happen, man. In these times, in these days, man, you're going to have people running through everybody's houses because of a lack of bread. All right. Nevertheless, let me just read it because it's going to go into it. Verse 18 again. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread for great tribulation. All right. So look. Because of a lack of bread, all right, and for their goods, man, all right, maybe these motherfuckers got some food in there. These motherfuckers got some flashlights in there. These motherfuckers got some batteries in there. They got a radio in there. They got a two-way radio in there. They got keys to a car. They got a car with some gas in that bitch, man. And that day, when that day comes, man, people gonna be killing each other over a fucking car with a quarter tank of gas in there. I got $5 on gas in there left, bitch, and motherfucking, I done lost my life over $5 worth of gas in my car. You know what I'm saying? Or just for a loaf of bread, man, or a fucking Snickers bar, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, some wise motherfucker gonna go into the damn gas stations while everybody else is getting a little whatever, whatnot. This motherfucker's taking Snicker bars by the boxes, and it's all he got. Then all of a sudden, you've been looking for food your whole time, can't find no food, but you come across this motherfucker with a whole bunch of Snicker bars and shit, and you want to kill this motherfucker, like, damn, this nigga, you try to process it. This nigga done died over a fucking Snickers bar. It's kind of weird for us to say this now, but shit. I'm telling you, man, in that day, you ain't ate for days on end, man. You got them come across a Snicker bar or a Twix bar. You know what I'm saying? A Twix bar got 2 sticks in there. You might, break that 2 sticks up into 4 sticks, or a Kit Kat bar and feed your whole family with just one goddamn Kit Kat bar, But what? People gonna be wind up killing each other over these small things, man. Again, look at the protest over in Hong Kong, yellow vest protests, Venezuela. What they was over there doing. Look at Venezuela, man. When they was bringing in bags of rice and shit, the things people was over there doing for that, man. All that's coming here to America, man. And it's going to be 1,000 times worse here in America because you Americans is used to having food. You got fucking 7-Elevens and Wawas and shit, man. You can go 24 hours a day, go get you some food. McDonald's and shit, Walmart. 24 hours a day, you can go get all kind of shit. Waffle House, Denny's. All these goddamn spots you can go to 24 hours a day, get food 24 hours a day. You can go get breakfast, lunch, and dinner 24 hours a day here in Babylon, man. You can go shopping 24 hours a day here in Babylon. Walmart and shit like that. 24 hours a day, you can go walk into a goddamn store, go get some shit. People are used to the convenience of having shit like that. Oh, I can just warm up me some noodles, warm up me some raviolis in the microwave. It's just real quick. I can go to the damn 7-Eleven or some shit, to the Wawa, get me a sub. Everything is so convenient for you, right? But wait until you don't got the convenience of having a microwave, because you always on the run, so you can't really just heat up no food like that in your microwave. Can't go to the refrigerator and warm up some shit. Go to the freezer. No, man, you're going to be going into the goddamn, if you come across a gas station, if they got anything left, man, you're going to be trying to look for anything left on the shelves, man. You might even pick up a goddamn bottle of cat food or dog food and eat that shit, man. All right. But what? People gonna be killing each other over some goddamn food over here, man. All right. These are things that's ultimately coming, especially with these economic collapses they keep talking about in the news and everything like that, man. Race wars popping off, man. I forgot what her name was, not Amy, Amanda Geiger or whatever, whatnot, and these things, and how Jake kind of feeling about that, man. Getting only 10 years eligible for parole at the 5, man. All these things are stirring up, man, and ultimately it's going to come to a climax where all these things are going to have to be purged out, man. It's going to be just like the movie The Purge, man. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.